Starting a business is never easy, and many people have the internal debate inside their head of whether to quit their job completely or if they should ease themselves into it while still working at their day job. Today in this video, I'm going to be covering what I think is the easiest path forward for career to business owner, what and how I did it, and what some of the world's greatest entrepreneurs have said about starting a business. Now, nobody knows the exact success rates between people who take the plunder into entrepreneurship after leaving their day job, or to those who kind of just ease themselves into it through their day-to-day work habits. As a matter of fact, if we were to look at the numbers, 20% of new businesses fail during the first 2 years of being open, while 45% during the first 5 years and 65% during the first 10 years. Only 25% of new businesses make it to the 15 years or more mark. Don't let those stats deter you from following your dreams of being a business owner though, and honestly, I don't need to tell you that because if you're already considering it, then your risk levels are much higher than the average person. And that's what starting a business all comes down to, right? It's risky.
What if people judge me a certain way? What if I don't make it? What if I invest all my money and lose it?
Well, if you're feeling uncomfortable about doing it, then you're either not ready financially, you're not ready mentally, or you just don't have the type of personality it takes to run a business. Because what is starting a business all about? It's about delivering products and services while doing it under an enormous amount of stress. What I've found is that all successful business owners share two key traits. They're great problem solvers and they're not afraid to take risk. One of the greatest entrepreneurs of our generation said it best: starting a business is not for everyone. Starting a business, I'd say number one is have a high pain threshold. What great entrepreneur of our generation said that? Elon Musk. Now, running a business when you have absolutely no other income is extremely stressful. And that's why I always recommend that you keep your job or your salary or your career as long as humanly possible before going full-time into your business. Personally, I believe that if you can keep your job or your career while starting your dream business, you would be in the best position possible to succeed. Now, is that what I did? No. I went full steam ahead into running a landscape company, had absolutely no plan and no experience in the field I was working in, or just running a business in general. See, I didn't drop everything one day and walk out of my great career to go follow my dream. I didn't put my work into my business from a young age and chase the entrepreneurial dream as so many of the late millennial generation have done. My small business ownership actually started when I was working in construction way back in 2012, and I had been laid off from one of the finished jobs, sent home to, of course, twiddle my thumbs together while I was waiting for the next job to start. That was what pushed me over to create my business. So for me personally, I was just trying to take control of my own income. And to be honest, a part of me thought that I would just be doing it for, a little bit of time. And as soon as my job was scheduled to come back, I figured, I'll just go back then. Fortunately, I never went back though because business did take off. So you may be wondering, why am I telling you to do the opposite of what I did? Well, mainly because there were a lot of growing pains and mistakes that I made that cost me a lot of money and time when I could have learned them while making more money at the same time. I was more interested in not being told what to do than I was interested in thinking logically about my finances. I chose to bootstrap my business with every last dollar I had, which put me in a tight pressure cooker that caused me to work harder rather than work smarter. And that was a time-consuming lesson that I had to learn. Basically, you never want to put yourself in a position of being reliant on only one source of income. Because if that income gets shut off, you're going to be shit out of luck and go into panic mode. So many people, including my past self, were and are more obsessed with the idea of being an entrepreneur than what the reality of entrepreneurship actually is.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
It sounds so cliche to say, but it really is a lonely lifestyle. Well, maybe not lonely, but it's hard because, not many people have the drive or live the way that you want to live. So it's lonely in the way of not really finding much in common with your everyday neighbor or family friend. Now, many of these reasons have led me to the realization that maybe the best path to becoming a successful business owner is through working your job and working your business at the same time for as long as possible. This is going to prove with minimum risk that you can feel what it's like to work the hours of an entrepreneur and experience the negatives and positives of the lifestyle. Dedicating the extensive hours and handling the multitasking and problem solving between multiple systems all at the same time will give you a great feeling of what it would be like to be all in on one singular business by itself. Now, I don't want to seem like I'm being much of a pessimist here, because if you knew me, you would know that I'm one of the most optimistic people on the planet. I'm much more comfortable when things are going bad than when they're going good, and there's a lot of good in being a business owner. Mainly the biggest reward of all is knowing that you are the one deciding your fate. All kinds of problems are going to get thrown at you, and whether you succeed or fail doesn't really matter. It comes down to how well you handle it and how you decide the outcome. Because there is no failing in business. There is only adapting to circumstances. 2020 was one of the biggest curveballs ever thrown, and it absolutely destroyed a lot of business owners. For me, I actually almost lost my business, but I knew I was able to adapt no matter what. One of the easiest ways I was able to adapt was because I had other income from my career. And yes, I have a career on top of my business and on top of my YouTube channel. Do I work 80 hours a week? Yeah, I do. And do I absolutely love it? Of course. So we'll wrap it up with my few lessons I've learned from entrepreneurship. Number 1, have multiple sources of income. Number 2, do not go fully into your business until it can supplement more than what you're already making. Number 3, be prepared to work a lot of hours. Not harder hours, but smarter hours. Number 4, don't feed your ego, feed your wallet. And that's all I have for you today, you guys. All right, so hopefully this brings you some sort of value and helps you make your decision better if you're on the fence of quitting your job or thinking and starting a business. Best of luck. See you guys later. Bye.